Well, Morse code seems like we're kicking off our project Flagellum here in grand fashion, and I would just like to make my first contribution to the project. I've sat and watched a portion of the video, and just a couple of things I'd like to point out about what I've seen so far in the video. Is that it was interesting how Dr. Miller referred in his travels, to all these different hotspots of evolution controversy. I believe it was in Kansas. He mentioned that he was campaigning for the pro-science candidates to that school board, and he had said that the anti-science candidates had been elected in the previous years. Then he said, oh yeah, anti-evolution. So it's pretty clear that he's got an agenda to keep, well, maybe that's unfair. Maybe not an agenda, but all I'm saying is to equate anti-evolution with anti-science, I think is a bit presumptuous on his part. Then he goes into how the leaders of the creationism and ID movement claim that they're a purely scientific movement, and he refutes that claim that they are the leaders of a purely science movement by pointing out a man that he encountered on the way into the seminar who told him exactly where he would be spending eternity if he continued to support these beliefs. Mr. Miller does have a pleasant delivery style and a bit of a humorous delivery style, but he left little doubt that he was referring to a man that was telling him he was going to hell, for supporting this type of stuff. And using these type of radical Christians and to equate them to the leaders of the ID creationism movement is hardly fair. Of course, we all know that there are many atheists supporting evolution, and all the evolutionists, whether they're atheists or not, would ask us not to dismiss evolution simply because of the fact that a lot of atheists support it. So the crazy guy saying Dr. Miller is going to hell doesn't mean that the leaders of the creationism movement are not leading a purely scientific movement. Alright, so that's what I got out of it so far. It seems like an interesting presentation and fairly palatable and interesting and humorous at the same time. So I'll watch more of it when I get more time and give you another report on what I think. Should be fun.